Konnichiwa, this is the Shogunstein, and this is a look at Risk Strike. This is a small box version that claims it is Risk in about 20 minutes. Now, Risk is probably my favorite board game before I got into board gaming. I highly recommend checking out a new look at classic Risk from my buddy Board Game Bullocks over there in the YouTubes. He did a great review of the classic game Risk. All I can say about Risk is I always loved it as a kid, as a teen, as an early adult, way before I got into modern board gaming. And no offense to modern board gaming and all the good times I've had in modern board gaming, nothing compares to going to my buddy Ross's house in Long Island with a bunch of the guys, having some salmon steaks, some brewskis, and playing Risk for a few hours, or getting a pizza and arguing about alliances, doing the Australia strategy, breaking alliances, trying to convince people to attack or not attack. Nothing I've done in modern board gaming has come close to just the good times I've had with Risk. The downside of Risk is just the amount of time it takes to play and that you need a bigger player count. So again, back in the day, it was an all-day thing. Again, you ordered pizza, you had some beer, or you brought it to the dorm room, and it was like an all-day thing. In 2023, 2024, modern times, I don't know if people have time, as certainly at my age, to spend that much time on one game, getting a group of people together like that for Risk compared to other things. But those memories are classic memories, and I just will always love Risk. And I'll never be that person who, when you mention Risk, starts bringing up, oh, you should play this game instead. This game is Risk, but much better. No, Risk is Risk. Love it. And yes, they're great modern board games, but nothing will take away those memories of Risk. And I highly, again, recommend checking out the Board Game Bullocks video of the classic game that he did a few weeks ago. Now, this is a sort of a mini version of Risk. Combat system is the same. You're going to be rolling 3 dice if you're the attacker, 2 dice if you're the defender. Again, ties go to the defender. And, again, you're just whoever rolls higher. Now, you do have these tactic cards in the game, which can, change some of the rolls around, add things. So you do have that element. So what you're doing, and again, I'm going to go over the 2-player rules here. What you're doing is you got to try to get control of 2 continents, and you win. And each one of these coins, the color corresponds with one of the continents. So you got Europe for the blue, yellow for North America. Getting dominance means that you have this. You see on the card, there's a dominance number. That means you control, 6 North America or 5 Europe. Now, you can get the card. You can get the coin. Say I had 5 Europe, but someone took away 1 or 2 of the Europe cards. I'm still going to hold on to that until my opponent gets the necessary 5. So if I won North America and had 6, but later on in the game I lost 1 or 2 North American territories, and my opponent only had 2, he or she did not take the coin away from me. So that's one of the rules. So at the start of the game, you're going to get 3 continent cards, and the card quality is good. For a mass market game that I got at Target, very good card quality. You're going to start off with 3 continents. Now, if you're not the first player, you're going to get 1 more. You're also going to start off with 3 tactics cards. These you keep hidden. And throughout the game, you can get more tactics. Again, if you're not the first player, you're going to get 1 extra card. First player won't. You're going to get a player aid that goes through the turn orders, which is nice. It still amazes me that some more expensive modern board games don't give you a player aid. And then you get a map here just showing you which continents are considered, where you can attack other continents from. So you can see if you're in Africa, you can attack South America or Europe or Asia. Australia can attack Asia. North America can attack South America, or this way to Asia. So just showing you where you can attack from. Troops, if you can use in combat, that gives you more dice. Again, the most dice you can roll is the attacker is tree. The most die you're going to roll is the defender is 2. But again, ties go to the defender. On your turn, you can either you're going to grab cards. So you can grab 2 continent cards. You can grab 2 tactics cards. You can mix and match, do one here, one here. And then you can also, for your continent cards, you can take one from the pile that's continents that attackers lost when they lost combat. So in the combat, if you're the defender and you lose the combat, the opponent's going to get the card of the continent you attacked. If you're the attacker and you lost, when you lose to the defender, the card from the continent that you attack from is going to go into this pile in here, where you can, on your turn, take a continent card from. What's not clear in the rules, I'm trying to get clarification, is if you can take any card in this pile, or you have to take on the top. So at the beginning of your turn, you're going to take cards, either 2 continent, 2 tactics, 1 of each, and again, from the continent pile, you can take from the ones that were surrendered. Now, the next thing you do in the turn is pass and get another tactic card, because you're going to want tactic cards, because some of them you can play during combat and change things around, or if you're attacking, this gives you more to attack with. So it's good to get these tactics cards, or you can do combat. And when you do combat, you're going to look at, again, can you attack, from which places, how many cards you got. You're going to die for each continent card you have, and again, die for each troop card you have, up to 3, and the defenders up to 2. And then again, it's just the die rolling. Nothing special. That's part of Risk. You're doing your who. Again, unless you tie, the defenders get the tie. But it's simple. Who rolled the highest. Rules are pretty simple. And again, you're going to want to get 2. Once you control 2 continents, you win. So it's pretty simple. We'll give it a few plays at 2 players. We'll let you know what we think. But the whole idea of Risk in about a 20-minute playing time is very interesting to me. Also, I got to be honest, too many of the games that we've been looking at lately and playing around with, the setup time is just ridiculous. I understand the games are much more complex than just rolling die and ties and who got the most. I understand that, but some of these games, I don't have 20 minutes to set it up, order the components. And I'm not buying a bunch of extra things that cost more than the game to organize it better. So the idea that I could play Risk in 20 minutes, set up a couple cards, continent coins, some dice, and get a game of Risk in is very appealing to me. We just got to see if it's fun, how the rules play out. We're very excited to play this, me with the Shogun's team. So we'll play it around at 2 players, and then hopefully we'll be able to get it with some more players, because there's a few rules changes with the tactics cards when you have more players, but we'll get into that later. So again, this is a look at Risk Strike. This is the Shogun's team.